Look, we don't know what's ultimately going to play out here. I'd be stunned if Trevor Lawrence ends up going back to Clemson. Remember, that was suggested at some point, and we're going to get to that in a second. But whether you go back to Clemson, whether you enter the draft now, you still, unless you're going to pull the John Elway or Eli Manning power play, and there's risk involved in that because it could blow up in your face, unless you're going to do that, you're always going to get picked if you're a great player by one of the worst teams in the NFL. That's just how it goes, Chris.
Yeah, it is. It's how it goes. There's no doubt. But, I mean, I think that interview was very telling. I think in a lot of ways. One, the confidence in which he talked about the next phase of his life, basically. Like, it's of course, a foregone conclusion, which it should be. You got to leave Clemson. You got to, what do they say? Strike while the iron's hot or get going when, you can either way. I mean, it's there. You can't pass up that opportunity and take a chance of getting hurt. And, I think we're seeing with that guy too, just Trevor Lawrence and how he answered that. I think he welcomes the challenge. I do. As we saw with Joe Burrow and the Bengals last year and everything that way. A lot of the times these type of quarterbacks, they feel like, hey, I can come in there and change everything about this organization and change not only the way we're perceived, off the field, but the way we look on the field. And I think a lot of young quarterbacks or quarterbacks in general kind of relish those opportunities. You realize like, ooh, it could get dicey because I might not have a lot of support around me, but the reward is so great that I think it really, makes quarterbacks or big-time players, relish those situations more times than not.
His comments did create the impression that he's definitely leaving Clemson, so Dan followed up, hey, so it sounds like you're definitely not coming back. Here's what Trevor Lawrence had to say to that.
Officially leaving Clemson, right, after the Final Four?
I mean, it's likely. Obviously,
okay.
I don't want to completely shut any door, but
well, didn't they introduce you on senior day? So I thought that might have been their way of saying thank you,
so
Trevor.
I'm graduating, so Coach Sweeney let me go ahead. Hey, but Christian Wilkins, he did it twice. He ran down the hill twice, 2 years in a row. So you never know.
I never heard of somebody having 2 senior days, but what the heck? If they let you do it, you may as well do it. The way he's smiling, he's not
right.
going back. Why would you go back?
No.
Look, the going back to Clemson should never be the issue. Don't go back and play for free. Don't get exploited any more than you've already been exploited by a system that makes billions and does not pay you fairly and does not even let you earn fairly based upon the fame that you are earning through your abilities and sacrifices, etc. If you don't like the team and you don't want to play for the team that has the first pick, then make your power play. Make it behind the scenes. Let someone else make it on your behalf like Eli Manning did. But it's amazing to me. The power plays work. They're 2-0. They're undefeated. We just never see them, Chris.
You're right. Well, it's not normally in the DNA of a quarterback or a football player to do those type of things. I think that's really, it's rare. John Elway was in a situation he didn't like. Eli Manning had his reasons, as far as the Manning family and what they didn't like about the Chargers. But more times than not, these top alpha big-time football players, they welcome this kind of opportunity. Hey, you look at this, the top of the draft is going to be very interesting. I mean, who's going to be up there? Jets, Jacksonville, we know that. Who are the good teams going to be after that, maybe in this quarterback conversation that maybe even would make a play to trade with the Jets to get to the number 1 pick? I think that could be a cool thing to watch.
You should always consider that offer because you get more lottery tickets in return.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.